Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. We're currently in Scotland in the Cairngorms, not too far from Loch-Inch, and we've come to do some hiking and hammock camping, but the weather isn't exactly on our side. It's Monday at the moment, and there's a yellow warning for wind in place. There's some really strong gales going to be coming through northern Scotland tonight, and we're not going to use the hammocks tonight. I'm just a bit concerned, you know, the wind's due to pick up in the middle of the night, and these types of plantation forests, if you walk into one and just have a look around, you can just see fallen trees everywhere, and all these trees fall down during storms. So I'm not going to risk sleeping in the forest tonight. We're just going to sleep in the car tonight. I've just put the seats down in the Hilux because I've removed the rear seat so I can get the two seats back. I'm just going to whack my airbed over the seats and we'll just sleep in there. And then the wind dies down by tomorrow, so we'll get everything back into the backpacks, and then we can park up and head off into the forest to do some proper wild camping. So we're just in Glenmore Forest Park at the moment, not too far from Aviemore, and it's a popular area. I've been here a few times before. So what we've done, we just left the backpacks in the Hilux, and we've been just having a look around the forest because it's only early. I mean, we got here at about 11 o'clock, so it's a bit too early to find somewhere to set up camp. So we had a walk up to the Green Loch, and wow, that place is it's amazing, it's beautiful. It's like, in fact, this whole area is just reminds us of the forested areas of Norway and Sweden. But the Green Loch, it's busy. I mean, I thought it would be. You know, you've got Glenmore Lodge just down there, so you've got people staying there and just coming out for a walk on an afternoon. So there's a fair bit of action going on up there. So we've just kind of come off the main track. We're just having a look around some of these areas here. You see Tris up there walking ahead. But some great views of the surrounding Cairngorms as well. They're all snow-capped at this time of year. So we found an area which is suitable, a nice forested area. So we'll probably head back there, I guess, unless we find something better. Well guys, we've just managed to get the camp set up. If you can see behind there, we've got a couple of hammocks. Trish just got herself a nice orange one a while ago. She hasn't used it yet. And we've got the DD 3x3 metre tarps in a diamond formation going over the top. Seems to give them enough coverage. It's, if you can see behind, there's not a breath of wind, so hopefully you know, it should keep us dry if it rains during the night. So we're going to be having a small fire tonight. I've just built a small pit there. I've peeled away some of the earth using the shit shovel. And we've got a nice round lump of turf there that'll go back on top once the fire's burnt out. So it'll look like we've never been here. It's starting to get dark now, so we're probably just going to maybe get some dinner on. Get the fire on. I have got some wine with me. Might have a few glasses of red and then bail in the hammocks once it gets near at 10 o'clock. So I did bring a load of wood in with me. It's quite a bit here. This should there's quite a bit of wine as well. I don't think I'm going to drink all that. But these are handy, you know, if you like drinking wine. and you don't want to bring in glass bottles. So we've got quite a bit of wood in there. That should see us through the night. Yeah, beautiful place to camp. Morning campers, that was a decent wild camp last night. I probably can't see the camp, it's over there somewhere. Wind picked up a little bit during the evening, blew the tarps around a bit. It's a pretty dull day, but yeah, it was alright. So today what we're going to do is pack up shortly, mooch back to the car, it's not very far away, and then drive up through Aviemore, pick up some supplies, and then head into the Glen Affric Valley, and we're gonna spend 2 or 3 nights there, I think. Just see how it goes, see how the weather holds up. So this is last night's fire pit. What we're gonna do is just put all the dirt back in. Put the turf back on top. And it'll look like we've never been here. Hi guys, we're in Glen Affric at the moment. We actually arrived here yesterday. We left Glenmore Forest, came down through Aviemore, or up through Aviemore, and round Inverness and into Glen Affric. But by the time we arrived here it was about 3 o'clock, and by the time we got the bags packed up and set off hiking, we didn't have long before the sun set. So it was a bit of a, we didn't do any filming at all, it was a bit of a nightmare really. You can see the, I'll have to apologise, you might be picking up the river noise here. But the glen stretches out behind us there, and there's a walk, a through route called the Kintail Affric Way, I think. So we got onto that, and we headed west towards the top end of the loch, but there was just nothing suitable, you know. Everywhere is just covered in heather. The trees weren't good enough for hanging the hammocks on. The ground was waterlogged, so we walked for, well, until it was almost dark, and we eventually ended up turning around and coming back. I don't know if you can make out that bridge there, but we slept about 300 metres down from there along the river, which wouldn't have been too bad if you could have access the river to get some water, but there's a fence runs along it, so we didn't have any water, so I mean, you know, it is what it is really. It's one of the downsides about hammock camping. You need to get a, you know, I mean, we're surrounded by forests, but we just couldn't find anywhere that was decent. So we got up this morning, first like packed the bags up, and we've come back to the car park here. There's a few picnic benches, so we just we've had some bacon and eggs, a couple of cups of coffee, and we're going to head down to the river and replenish our water supplies, and then I think we're going to head further back north along the loch and check out some forests along the way there to see if anything is suitable. So yeah, the sun's out at least, but it's a lovely view down here. Glen Affric, it's amazing. There's a big old granny pine just behind us there. Must be a fair few 100 years old. So yeah, we'll see what today brings. So we're just having a mooch through the woods. It's actually a really nice day. It's quite mild and the sun's coming out and there's snow on top of the mountains. Lovely, lovely weather for walking in. Pack's still a bit heavy, mind. It's at about 22 kilograms at the minute, which is about my limit. Any more than that and I end up having to bend over and all the pressure comes back on my shoulders. I need to strengthen up really, like. But this is lovely, this area. I mean, just look at that. Miles of decent quality forest as well to get the hammocks up. So now it's just a case of finding a good spot. So we haven't been walking for too long at the moment. Probably about a mile or so, just over. And you come out of the forests from that walkers car park down there. And then you're met with this amazing vista. Can't really catch it on camera that well. I've tried to take photos with my phone as well, but you just need to be here to appreciate it. But there's some forest here just there, so we're going to head into there and see if we can find somewhere to hang for the night. So we found a good spot there. I've managed to get my ridgeline up and a tarp and one of the hammocks up, but we didn't bring any beers in with us or water, just because the pack's become a bit too heavy. So I'm going to head back now to the car, pick up the water and got a couple of cans of Guinness in there. Just checking those two big stag out over there, they're huge. Monica the Glen, eh? Massive things. Can't really pick it up that well on the camera, but I'll just have a go. He's just checking me out there. I'll just zoom right in. It's just on that ridge up there. There he is. There's the fella there. So I managed to go get the beverages and some water, but the bag was really heavy. I've got it in, I don't know if you can see that, a jute bag. So I thought, well, I'll get the staff because that was down there and just carry it like this, old school. So while I've been on the booze run, Tris has been building a nice little fire pit. How did you go about doing that then?
Well, I used the little shovel you gave me to dig up the earth in the middle there.
Yeah.
So I dug about 3 inches deep, and then I filled it with like all the sticks and stuff which could burn around in the middle. And then I found these stones and put them around.
So have you kept the mud, have you? Somewhere?
Yeah, I've kept the mud there, so that's the bit that we can put back later.
For the old leave no trace
Leave no
ethos.
trace, yeah, and I'll rebury the stones as well, where they were from.
Well, sweet. So we've got steak for dinner tonight, so I've got the coffee spit as well, so we'll have a campfire steak, do you reckon?
Oh, that sounds good.
It's always a bit dodgy having a fire in a pine forest, but usually all right in Scotland because everything's still really damp, isn't it? I mean, oh yeah, actually they're quite dry, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
Try to clear
Bit of a worry, isn't it?
I think I'll clear a bit more.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, we've had plenty. I mean, I would never have a fire in a hot country or in dry weather, but it's damp enough in it. Be right. I think Tris is getting a bit of a snack on there. What you got, Tris?
Hot dogs.
Well, folks, we've got the lounge set up for the evening. We've got the old DD Geesling seats out there. Really good days, like. That'll keep you near the fire pit. There's another one there. We've got some dead wood here, some dead pine. Should burn really well. We're having steak tonight, so Tris has pre-cut the veg. And I'm going to use the coffee spit there around the fire to grill the steaks. Stuff kind of strewn everywhere. We're just trying to get the place tidied up. We've moved all of the bags and all the equipment over there towards the living quarters. But yeah, had a lovely sunset earlier on. The sun's just beginning to dip behind the mountains now. We're starting to feel the cold a little bit, so probably give it maybe half an hour, wait till it gets dark, and then we'll get the fire going. I wonder how long that's going to last us. Half an hour? Morning guys, just got the first coffee on of the day. That was another fantastic wild camp, another really comfortable night in the hammock. We've woken up to a beautiful morning. It was great when I woke up because me hammock's quite high up, so when I opened my eyes this morning I could see right across the treetops and I could see the lake in the distance. The sun was just coming up. It's an amazing view. It was warm enough last night, but I mean it's actually really still, but during the night there was a bit of a breeze coming through. I think it was coming from that direction, which I'm guessing is north, and there's a lot of snow-capped mountains up there, so it was bringing some really icy air down. But other than that, yeah, looks like it's going to be another great day. Well, it's breakfast time guys. I'm going to have some porridge. Before I left I knocked up a few of these porridge mixes, but Trish has been laughing at us like because we haven't ate one of them yet. It's just been like bacon and eggs. So what I've got here is about 120 grams of porridge oats, 3 tablespoons of dried milk. There's some cashew nuts in there for a bit of fat and protein, some raisins there for a nice burst of sugar, and about half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I reckon that's going to be lovely, so I'm going to give it a go. Been down to get some water. I mean, look at that. That is proper Scottish mountain spring water. I paid £2 for this in the supermarket. Really clear, well filtered water, but there's a ton of little burns just coming down off the hills around here, so I didn't have to walk very far. So that porridge went down all right. I think it's if you put a little bit of cinnamon in and a bit of demerara sugar on the top, then it kind of livens it up a bit. But the only downside, I mean the plus side of having porridge for breakfast, it's light. The downside is that it like dries on the pan like concrete. So I'm going to boil some of this up now and wash up. Hi guys, it's just after lunch, about 2 o'clock now. I don't know if you can hear that wind, microphone's possibly picking it up, but yeah, the wind is really picking up, so we're trying to make a decision whether or not to break camp. I'm just having a bit of a mooch at the moment. We're kind of behind these trees and up a hill, and the tarp's already been blown off once. So I'm starting to think it might be wise, while it's still light, just to break camp and start looking for somewhere a bit more sheltered. I remember checking the weather a few days ago. I mean, we haven't had signal for a few days, and it was forecast for a yellow warning of wind, and I'm guessing that this is it. But it's not getting, Christ, it's worse down here. Yeah. Alright, I think I'll turn back. It's pointless looking further down there. But I don't know. I really don't know. It's one of those dilemmas. I mean, often the wind picks up during the day, but then it subsides as the evening comes. But other times you get raging storms throughout the night, so it's a tricky one. I'd be bothered to start taking everything down and packing everything up again. It takes a while, but I'd rather do it now in the light than in the middle of the night. Might be a bit sheltered over there. There seems to be a bit of a hill crest over there, so I might go and check that out. I've got the kettle on at the moment, so I'll just nip back to camp, quick cup of coffee, and then maybe just get out and have another recce and then make a decision. Bit of a shame, we've spent all day processing really nice firewood and so on, but yeah, it happens. Well folks, that's pretty much us for the day now. The sun's just set behind the mountains, and as you can see, the view is just fantastic. Really good. The wind seems to have died down for the moment. There's a few gusts coming through, but I'm glad we decided just to stay put. It's getting really cold, so we're probably going to get the fire on in half an hour or so. Trish has just walked down to the car. It's about a 2-mile round trip. Just she needed to get some stuff, but I'm going to walk down there now and meet her, because it looks quite light on camera, but it's actually getting quite dark. So I'll get my torch and head down there. We'll come back. We're having corned beef hash tonight with rice instead of taties. So yeah, happy days. Morning folks. As you can see, there's no hammocks anywhere. So the story goes, last night the wind died down, we sat around the fire, everything was good, and we jumped in the hammocks at about 10 o'clock, and then at 20 past 2 we both woke up to the most horrendous storm. Gale force winds, the rain was pelting down. Triss's tarp over her hammock had just ended up being a bathtub full of rainwater, so I had to get up and try and get that off without filling up the hammock full of water. So once we'd done that, we had to make a decision whether or not to break camp. So what we'd done, we took the hammocks down, and we thought about walking back to the car, but then it would have been probably too much hassle to get everything packed up in the dark and the wind and the rain. So you can see behind, I just kind of lowered one of the ridge lines and put just like a ground bivvy tarp shelter thing, and we both just got in there with the mat. We've put one of the other DD tarp on the floor. It's quite funny actually. I mean, you can see it's on a slant. So we had a tarp, an airbed, and then a sleeping bag, and none of those three things have any friction qualities. So we both got in at the top end of the tarp, shut our eyes. I'm not joking, 10 minutes later it slid out the bottom. I opened my eyes and there was just the tarp on my face. I was like, what the hell? It slid about 8 foot down. So we had to kind of run them sideways and put our bags down there to stop us from sliding down the hill. So a bit of a carry on. But so we managed to get that all set up by about like 10 past 3. And then we got up this morning about 8 o'clock, so a bit rough. Woke up this morning, there was a snowstorm coming through. Probably can't make out on the camera, but there's some of the low-lying hills have got a dusting of snow now, and it is absolutely freezing, I have to say. It was just about warm enough last night, because the north wind comes in this way, and during the night it came in with the snow in that direction, and it was just coming right through me sleeping bag. The Exped mats are fantastic. They really keep you warm. It's the Synmat 7 that I've got, and it's brilliant. But my DD sleeping bag, I'll be honest, I've found it wanting a few times. I mean, it's rated down to -5, but I guess that's probably an incredibly optimistic rating. I've had it down to -5, and I was fully dressed with fleece jackets on, and I was a little cold. And last night I only had this on. I took my North Face jacket off and put it away. It was at the bottom of my bag. So yeah, I might have been a bit warmer with that on, but you know, it's all fun. You've got to take the rough with the smooth, I guess. Trish says she's never coming wild camping with me again, so that's it for her. She's done with it. Well folks, that's us done for this little adventure. It's been great fun. It's had its ups and downs. We've had a bit of snow, plenty of wind and rain, but yeah, I recommend it. Coming out into the Highlands in February, as long as you're prepared for the cold and for the potential mishaps, you get to see some amazing scenery, and you'll have the place to pretty much to yourselves. So yeah, I recommend it. Anyway, as ever, I'd like to say thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next one.